and hi, my name is Adlia binti Nur Habibullah. I am from Group 3. Our topic for today is 4K syndrome. Student life is a phase where we grow up and learn more about our futures and choices. We feel ourselves growing out within lots of things that pushes us in many ways. We tend to put our best foot forward in order to succeed in academic and not even notice about the bad effect that could come later. Each and every one of us are now living in a 4K syndrome. 4K syndrome is an abbreviation of kuliah, katil, computer, and capital. Based on news and research conducted, university students are most likely to be threatened with this 4K syndrome. 4K syndrome, in short, plays around students who went for a lecture as early as 8 a.m. and loiters at the cafe for couples of hours while watching movies, only get back to their room as early as 6 a.m. to have a long beauty sleep. See, in one day, there is no chatting amongst friends, there is no communication or interaction about what had been taught earlier before, or even to chat about what is going to be learned tomorrow. So, this is a completely passive interactions among students. Based on our research conducted, there are hundreds of respondents that have been answered our questions. So, based on our research, 73% of students agree and aware about this 4K syndrome, while 27% are not aware about this syndrome. This shows only a small number of students who are not aware of these syndromes, and they are completely ignorant about this syndrome. As for the effects of 4K syndrome about student performances, 57% are strongly agree that this syndrome will lead to the declining of student performances in study, while 35% choose to be neutral in this issue, followed by 9% who are strongly disagree that this syndrome could lead to the declining of student performances in study.
My name is Siti Nur binti Abdul Karim. Kuliah or lecture is one of the subtopics in 4K syndromes that circles around university students nowadays. Based on research among 100 respondents, only 15% of them believe that students are only required to focus on studies and be a bookworm instead of joining any event or society to perform well in study, while 85% of them believe vice versa. Other than that, 89% agree the atmosphere in class will affect their attention, while 11% disagree with the statement. When students become lost focus in class, it may lead them to sleep in class or surf the internet. 7% of students stating they always sleep in class, while the others, seldom and never sleep in class, have a slightly similarity in which 46% and 47% respectively. Besides, only 3% of the students are always surfing the internet while a lecturer is giving a lecture in front of the class. 98% of them are seldoms, and 29% never surfing internet in the class. One of the ways to overcome students from sleeping in the class is students should get enough sleep, so this could prevent them from lose focus in class.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, I'm Shauki. Today I will talk about the next K, which is cafeteria. Nowadays, most of students like to spend their time loitering at the cafe, which it seems like there is more negative effect will be happen than the positive one. So here is some data which is collected among the university students about this issue. According to the research, 60% of students like to go to the cafe, while 40% of them don't. For the second question, how long do you spend your time at the cafe? 75% answer for 30 minutes, 22% answer for 1 hour, and 3% answer for 2 hours. Next, what is the most activity students do at the cafe? 70% answer for eating, 17% stand for group discussion, 11% for chatting with friends, and the rest is surfing the internet. Do you agree that group discussion causes others not to have seats at the cafe? 61% say yes and 39% says no. For the last question, do you agree that students should limit their time at the cafe? 75% say yes and 25% says no. So from this statement, we can conclude that most of university students do not have much problem about loitering at the cafe. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Computer or laptop can be one of the most important things to people nowadays, especially amongst university students. Most of the students work their own computer. My research on students having their own computer is 95% out of 100% students having their own personal laptop. This result shows might be caused by the student have to search information through the internet to ease their assignment. Using computers more than 3 hours a day will cause a student to neglect their studies and health. On my data research, I got 74% yeses and 26% no's. This probably because the students not just doing their assignment but playing games or surfing social media. After that, most of the university students tend to use their computer and laptop more than 3 hours a day. My data research shows that 27% students using their computer for an hour and 30% using 2 hours a day and 43% using 3 hours a day and above. This might cause by the student have to done or make research to do their assignment or make presentation.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I'm Najha Kamal and now we will continue with other 4K which is Katil. As we know, university students spend most of their time leisuring in their bed either to sleep or play computer. They make their room as their favorite place in the university. Based on our survey about this 4K syndrome, there is 53% of them denying that there are a night all individual, while 47% of them admitted. Most of the students agree that 8 hours of sleep is enough for students, even though usually they didn't get enough sleep because they have a lot of assignments to do. For the statement, what activity does students usually do when they are not having class show, 60% of students would like to sleep, while 38% of them like to surf internet, and other 2% likes to loiter at a cafe. A huge number of students agree that wise management of time will let students to have enough sleep. As the student, 84% of them agree that sleep is the best way to release tension after a tiring day. The students, 51% do not like to sleep late at night, while 49% of them like to do. There are many ways to overcome this problem. One of the ways is engage in sport. This is because when engaged in sport, they will use their time wisely and minimize their time spent in their bed.
In conclusion, college life and 4K syndrome are still one of the biggest issues that scientists and physiotherapists are working on and doing their best in decrease its harmful effects as much as possible. Students will always fall their problems into their academic life, but smart students are those who learn how to manage their problems and split them from their academic and educational duties in order to succeed and have a peaceful college life. Thank you.